In 2022, I did some of Dangote's birthday cakes. You know, they were quite huge and interesting. I also did Mercy Chinwo's wedding cake. My latest one was a wedding cake. I did a yacht cake, a cruise ship. Oh my goodness, I think that was one of my most challenging jobs. My name is Mrs. Ezinne Okonkwo. I'm a baker. I run Dewdrop Cakes Bake Factory located in Lagos, Lekki, and I'm from Delta State. I've been baking for 18 years. You know, when I actually started when I was in secondary school. I think I was in SS1 then, you know, when I just realized that I love to bake. I love the kitchen, actually. You know, I love to do stuff in the kitchen, you know. And I developed interest. So my mom bought my first bread baker, you know, and I had amazing food and nutrition teachers, you know, back then in secondary school. So it was more like, you know, a hobby for me. I really didn't know I was going to, you know, go into baking as a profession, right? So upon graduation from the university, I started asking myself, so what are you going to do? Most of my friends then were doing, they were going into the banking sector, but I just didn't want to work in the bank, you know. So I actually prayed. I would say I wasn't even that, you know, strong religiously or, you know, as at then, but I prayed, and one day God just laid it into my heart. But because I really didn't know, apart from my secondary school, you know, knowledge, I didn't know. So I had to go back after school to do a diploma in hotel and catering management for 2 years. I came out and I've been baking. I've gone for several classes and I've grown over. I didn't start like this, trust me, but I've grown over the years. I'm unique, first of all. I'm different, so definitely it has to be different. You don't have two of dewdrops in this world, you know. So I bring out that uniqueness that God has blessed me with. God has given me this talent, you know. God has given me, and you know, inspiration comes in different ways. When it comes, I can be walking and I get inspired. I can actually be sleeping and I see a cake design. I see something. I can go out and I just get inspired. I get inspired, and I try to bring it. The truth is that most cakes I've done, it's not like I've done them before. You understand? So, but it's a God-given talent that once I touch it, it turns to gold. You know. So yes, I always say I'm special. I work with that knowledge that yes, God has made me. God has given me the capacity. He has given me the, you know, the ability to create stunning masterpieces. We get inspired from different crafts, from people, from what we see out there. Yes, a client, for instance, the client gave me this cake and says, I want you to recreate this, but I want you to add your spice to it. You know, so I would say, yes, I really don't like to do copy and paste. If you understand what I mean. Like someone gives you a job and says, except the person really, really insists that this is what I want. But most times, I express myself better when they don't give me. They just give me a blank canvas. And they say, you know what? Do it your way. I love it because it gives me an avenue to express myself. Instead of just, you know, doing that exact thing that the client wants me to do. You know, so when they give me that window, trust me, I ride on it and I go very far with it. And I see myself doing really stunning pieces when they give me that opportunity to do that. Cake is art. You know, we have the engineer, the painter, the sculptor, the everything incorporated into it, you know. So we just try. I personally, in fact, I would say I didn't even know how to draw a circle back then. It was so difficult, but I see myself doing stuff. I see myself drawing. I think it just comes on its own. God just gives that talent. Then also I train. So it's not just a roadside thing. I've gone for different classes. I've spent some good money training myself, because cake is an art, cake is science. There are specific techniques you need to learn. You don't just, even though you go online and there's certain stuff you need someone to teach you, to guide you on how to achieve it. So I would say yes, I try to explore, I try to recreate, and I try to create. Most times, they really don't go as you plan. My plan A and B will show. My highest challenge right now is electricity. Keeping the business afloat is not easy. We need light, we need power. I just pray that one day God would help us, and we're able to achieve what we need to achieve, in terms of the business, in terms of the craft. Yeah, sometimes it's challenging. I may not get it. I'll start all over again. I would start. There's no, I can't do it in my dictionary, right? I can't do it in my dictionary. It does not exist. So I will try it. I may not get it. I will try it again. I may not still get it. I will try it again until I get it. And another thing that also I've learned is, something you don't know, go and get the knowledge for it. Ask questions. It doesn't make me less of a baker. It doesn't make me not to be a skilled baker. Something I don't know, I go take classes for it, and I acquire that knowledge, and I add it to what God has given me, and I ride with it. And I'm not ashamed to say, oh, I don't know everything, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to improve my skill. I'm willing to learn, relearn, unlearn everything. That's me. I've done a lot. So there are numerous to count. There's so many. There's so many. I'll start with the ones that have put me on the spotlight. In 2022, I did some of Dangote's birthday cakes. They were quite huge and interesting. I also did Mercy Chinwo's wedding cake. That also, I think that broke the internet. Facebook, on Instagram, it went viral actually. I've done a couple of really big jobs, challenging jobs, not just big in size, challenging jobs. My most recent is I've also done Tony Elumelu's cake. His Transcorp Hotel. If you've gone to Transcorp Hilton in Abuja, I did that in sugar, and it was really amazing. Done some really massive cakes for Zion ministry. My latest one was a wedding cake. I did a yacht cake, a cruise ship. Oh my goodness, I think that was one of my most challenging jobs, because after doing that cake, when it was time to send it out, I saw Oba, I saw I saw 5 or 6. How do they call it? But we weathered the storm. I was able to deliver it successfully. So once I have done those type of cakes, it gives me courage to take on the next one, and it makes me not to give excuses. If I can do that one, I can actually do the others. And I'm grateful to God. I don't do it alone. I work with my team, my staff. We all do it together. Everybody puts in their best to see that the end result comes out very well.